He's making a list, he's checking it twice. He's gonna find out who's naughty or nice. Santa Claus is coming to town, oh yeah. I am sorry for the terrible singing. We're talking about the Christmas Chronicles too.
Would you be willing to trace all of this?
Hey guys, welcome back to Pop Culture with Pat. Hey guys, welcome back to Pop Culture with Pat. So today we are going to be talking about the Christmas Chronicles 2, which is obviously the follow-up to the smash hit on Netflix, The Christmas Chronicles, a film that I actually really enjoyed and was surprised by when it came out, a couple years back. This movie is directed by Chris Columbus, which that was really cool to see him, directing another holiday-themed movie. So that was really neat. And basically the plot of this film, without going into, a ton of details, Kate Pierce ends up unexpectedly reuniting with Santa Claus, and then we find out that someone from Santa Claus' past is trying to get rid of Christmas and the North Pole altogether. Like I said, guys, we'll start off with the positives from this movie. I really enjoyed the first film. I thought it was a fun Christmas movie, and, I thought it was really cool to see Kurt Russell as Santa Claus. I think he surprisingly fit the role really well. I was like, I never would have thought of that before, but after seeing the movie, I'm like, yeah, he actually does play Santa Claus really well. So that was a lot of fun to see him just really kind of embrace that role and everything. So I was actually, excited to see what they would do with a sequel. So obviously, Kurt Russell is back again in the sequel. And the first time that we get to see him in this movie, he's riding in a sleigh, with his reindeer, and he's trying to wrangle this Yule cat. So he has a pretty crazy introduction in the film. And again, I thought that he did a good job. We also, as kind of teased at the end of the last movie, we get to see Goldie Hawn playing his wife in this movie, aka Mrs. Claus, and they're married in real life. So, naturally, I think they had pretty good chemistry, those two together. And they were probably, I would say, my favorite parts of the Christmas Chronicles 2. One of the other things I would say that I did like about this movie, or that I really appreciated, was that in this one, we get a little bit more backstory and mythology as far as Santa Claus and the elves go, because at one point it gets into, you have the Yule Cat as well, but you also get into the Star of Bethlehem, and we also get to see, how Santa Claus basically started out, and how he became Santa Claus as we know him today. So I thought that was really interesting. Anytime that you have any kind of mythology, lore, that type of stuff, I'm always interested to see that. And, especially with Santa Claus and the elves and stuff, I thought that was really cool and I appreciated it. Unfortunately now, guys, we're going to get into the things that I didn't care for in this film. So one of the characters that he's basically the main villain of the movie, his name is Belsnickel. And basically, he was an elf that, was part of Santa's village and everything, and he ended up leaving Santa's village, or the North Pole altogether, because he basically got jealous of Santa Claus and that he cared too much for the kids all around the world, and, just the holiday of Christmas himself, and he didn't care as much, I guess, about the elf. Which you think about it and you're like, dude, you are really, really selfish, aren't you? So yeah, this character, I don't know, I just thought the whole idea of his character and the reason for him being so upset with Santa, I thought was a little dumb. And there's just a lot of points where it's right in the beginning of the movie, he's kind of he's like, ha ha ha, talking to the camera, I'm coming up with an evil plan. And it was just man, I hate when, when they do that with characters, just they're just exposition, just dumping on you. So I'm I just didn't care at all for the character of Belsnickel. I didn't really like him either in, I wasn't a big fan of him either in Deadpool 2. It was probably one of the weaker parts of that story, or, that movie for me. So far, unfortunately, just not a really big fan of him as an actor. But, you never know. Maybe, down the line, he'll put up some things that I like. But so far, those two characters, just not a big fan. Yeah, so basically, Belsnickel, his whole big plan is he, wants to take the Star of Bethlehem, so then that way he can get rid of, Santa Claus and the North Pole, and then he's going to, create, his own pole, in the South Pole. Yeah, it's really kind of lame. But yeah, that's his whole story. And I just feel like that's something that has been, or, similar has been done before. I know, and I haven't seen it in a little while, but Santa Claus 3, I know Jack Frost, he wanted to like get rid of like the North Pole or something, or like take it over or something like that. So I just feel like we've seen this story done several times already. So I was like I already know where this is going. Another character that I didn't really care for in this movie was Jack. Basically, in the movie, he is the son of the character Bob, played by Tyrese, which is super random. We see him for like literally the beginning of the movie and like the end of the movie, so that was really odd. I wasn't expecting that because I didn't know what the casting was for this film. But anyways, so he's his kid, and basically Bob is dating like, you know, Kate's like mom or whatever, and so Jack ends up going with Kate, and they end up, you know, going to the North Pole. And I just really didn't care for his character, unfortunately, and it's not, you know, the kid's fault. Just sometimes, like I've you know, I mentioned to you guys before, sometimes kid actors can just be really hit or miss, and in this case, I think it was just a miss for me. I just really didn't have any connection with his character, and some of his lines, like I know he's a kid, but they were just like really cheesy. I don't know, because there's been like a ton of like kid performances where I'm like, yeah, that really worked for me, and I connected with that character. They had some, you know, cool lines and stuff like that. But that just wasn't the case, and, you know, I could have dealt without him being in the film. So overall, guys, you know, my thoughts on the film, I thought that Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn, they gave good performances as Santa and Mrs. Claus. You know, there's another scene with Kurt Russell, you know, being Santa Claus, and he's in, like, this airport, and he has, like, a solo, you know, little, like, musical, like, piece or whatever, and I thought that was like pretty funny. Probably one of the more like fun moments of the film. I definitely think those two characters were definitely the best aspects of this film for me. Unfortunately, it definitely doesn't live up to its predecessor, just because, like I said, some of the characters that are in this movie, like the main villain, you know, the character of Jack, I just really didn't connect with them, and it was just like every time they were on screen, I'm just like, can we just please get to like someone else? And, you know, just the story, I think, like, overall, just really didn't live up to the first film. So it was definitely a letdown from me. So as far as the score, I'm going to have to give this movie a 4.5 out of 10. So I'm curious to see, though, you know, if you guys have seen it, you know, definitely let me know down below in the comments. You know, what were your thoughts on the movie? You know, did you really like the first one? Did you like the first one better than the second one, or vice versa? You know, definitely let me know down below in the comments. I'm really excited to be talking, you know, some Christmas movies with you guys. I'm definitely going to talk at least like a few more, you know, throughout the next like month of, you know, like December and stuff coming up. So keep an eye out for that. If you are new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button as well as the bell button next to it, just so that way you get notifications for all my new videos. And make sure to hit thumbs up on this video as well, just so that way that helps with the YouTube algorithm. And as always, guys, please make sure to check back for more Pop Culture with Pat.